Hello, once again, Frank Rock, House of Orange Sports Channel, the Tennessee Base Vols, Diamond Vols, taking care of business tonight, 20-2. Another game, another run rule, and this is one of those I don't think was really much in doubt from the get go. It was a team that, I don't. Sometimes I don't really know why teams play this caliber of team. You know, to play college baseball, you got to be good players, but sometimes I don't know. There's some of these games that Tennessee plays and other teams too. It's like I don't know why you really put them on the schedule unless it's just try to get a lot of guys playing time, and that's what they accomplished tonight. They threw 7 pitchers tonight. All guys pretty much got the job done. The funny thing about it is the guys I really wanted to see excel were the ones that I had little questions on tonight. As Dylan Loy, he was one I wanted to see tonight. 1 inning, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts, 18 pitches. He got in, got out. JJ Garcia goes an inning, 2 strikeouts. Marcus Phillips is one that I've talked about that I feel has that opportunity, that potential to be the closer, but he comes in his 1 inning, 2 walks. He did have a strikeout. He got 2 groundouts, but a big thing with him is that control. And if you're throwing 23 pitches on the night, let me see kind of what they had here for him. Well, my computer's oh, here we go. Let's see how many strikes he had tonight. Looks like he had 11 strikes out of 23. That's you guys that can do math, and I'm sure most of you can. That's not even 50% strikes. That's not going to get it done. That's not going to get him to where he needs to be in the rotation. Matthew Dallas was the one guy too I've talked about, a key dude for this. He's the guy gives up 2 runs, 2 hits. He did have 2 strikeouts, 22 pitches on his night. Now he did have looks like he didn't have any walks, but looks like he had a little bit of control issues. If this is accurate the way I'm seeing it out, 22 pitches, he threw 12 strikes. So that's just barely above 50%. That's what's keeping him out of the lineup. And I know it's a guy who's got a lot of potential. It's a guy they're pretty high on, but if you can't throw strikes, you're not going to get in. And that's why Tony and Frank are not trusting some of these guys, because they don't trust them to come in and throw strikes. I mean, that's what it boils down to. You're seeing it on the weekends. And, they have a little bit more of a trust in Aaron Combs, even though he's had control issues this year. I seen people saying, well, he was a bright spot last weekend. He inherited runners and let 3 of them score when he first come in. He settled down a bit after that, but still, yeah, man, it's he's not where he needs to be. He's not what this team had in mind for him coming into this season. And then the rest of your guys you see tonight, you saw Austin Hundley, Brady Robertson, Luke Payne. All 3 of those guys got the job done. Robertson, 2 strikeouts in his 1 inning, 11 pitches. Payne, 19 pitches, 3 strikeouts in his 1 inning. So, some positive things out of those younger guys for sure tonight. I mean, we've not seen, as of now, Dallas has thrown the most innings of the bunch, 11 innings. Now, here's the thing about him. He has a 2.55 ERA. That's pretty good. 9 walks, 11 strikeouts. Dylan Loy's a guy I wonder if you could see a little bit more on the weekends. 0.78 ERA in 9 innings, 13 strikeouts, 4 walks. And Marcus Phillips, I mean, he still has a 1.05 ERA in 6 2/3 innings, 8 strikeouts, 6 walks. So he's got to get to, and the thing with him and the thing with Lloyd, between the 2 of them, they have 6 wild pitches, and they do have 2 hit by batters with them. Matthew Dallas has hit a couple of batters as well. So, these are all guys that have high potential, but they've not earned it. They've just not earned it. And I don't know that we're going to see them in any kind of high leverage situation. And, I'm curious to see how this pitching staff looks this weekend, as I'll talk a little bit more about this weekend coming up. But from the offensive perspective tonight, lots of guys got in tonight. Moore, Burt, Dreiling, Tiers were pretty much your only regular guys. And I say regular because they're those four in. It doesn't matter, what. And they got them a few at bats each in tonight, and then they were pulled. Uh, you saw some positives. Camden Bates come in. Christian Moore hit a home run. You had Colby Backus hit a home run tonight in the place of Kavaris Steers. Had a couple walks as well. I mean, pretty much most guys who were in the lineup tonight. You saw Cannon Peebles 1 for 1, had a walk, had a couple RBIs tonight. Bradkey Laurie, who he had a hit tonight, a couple RBIs, a couple walks. Ariel Antigua had 3 RBIs tonight. So it was a business-like approach. 13 walks for his team, only 3 strikeouts. That, to me, is a positive. That means they were patient tonight. And again, it wasn't a very good team. Let's face it, it just isn't. And, but still yet, you cannot underestimate anybody. You look up and down. Of course, I wouldn't compare this to other teams, but I mean, Clemson got beat by South Carolina Upstate. South Carolina Upstate's a good program, though. Look at some others looking around. Duke was losing to William and Mary going into the 9th inning. Not sure how that one ended up. So, I mean, it's college baseball, man. You just never know. You can't take anything for granted. And Tennessee's had a couple of those games this year. There was one earlier. I want to look back at their schedule. I think it was it Southern Indiana that, kind of expected that would be a run rule game. And that one went down to the wire. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties here tonight as nothing wants to load up. That's why I'm kind of a little later in recording tonight. We're just not going to worry about that. I'll see if it pulls up here in a minute. But, again, they take care of business tonight. They did what they're supposed to do. But now you shift it to the weekend. Big series with LSU coming in. And LSU's underachieving on the year right now. But make no mistake about it. There's a lot of talent down in Baton Rouge. Still, you don't take them for granted, especially LSU owned Tennessee last year. Tennessee got one win against them on Sunday, but LSU sent them to the house in Omaha last year. You got to have that fresh on your mind anytime, and especially when you come in LSU, it's going to be pretty intense. Their fans will always travel. They're, a great baseball school, if not the best or one of the best. I think it's arguably one of the best out there, arguably the best, possibly just their fan sport. They're going to have fans there. Tennessee fans are going to have to bring it. Looks like it's going to be nice weather this weekend. House of Orange is going live Friday night, right after the ball game. We're going to test out the baseball scenario again here, see how things go with that, see what kind of a following we get here. Finally, I got it loaded here. But, a couple of them close games I talked about earlier. UNC Asheville, 3-2. High Point, 7-4. They didn't blow high. Southern Indiana, that was it, 2-1. That's really kind of your last close non-conference game they had ever since that Tennessee has rolled. I mean, there's not been much in between. It's either been pretty much they've whipped somebody or they've gotten beat well, I don't know, 9-5 against Auburn. That wasn't that bad. But still yet, it left a pretty sour taste on Friday. They bounced back, and that's 3 straight run rules for this team. LSU coming to town. You got to think they'll be facing Holman on Friday night. I'm curious to see who goes for Tennessee. Causey'd been really good this year. Do they give him another chance? They let him go Friday night, maybe have a short leash on him. Whoever's calling pitches for him's got to do better, too. Knowing how he's throwing, knowing how his location is. A lot of times, if you're watching a pitcher in pregame or in warmups, you kind of get a feel whether they got it. Your catcher should have a feel. If I'm asking my catcher, how's he throwing? He should be able to come tell me, oh, yeah, he's on. Or, fastball's good, curveball's off a little or something like that. Somebody should have an idea in those games. Now, does it happen that the pitcher goes out and sometimes they do not throw how they did in warm-ups? Sure, absolutely. Things happen. You're on different mounds, going from a bullpen to the regular mound. But a lot of times they're still pretty consistent with it. Um, so calls he's got to locate, but we can't keep calling where he's going to throw meatballs on it. That's one thing I've had issues with. Beam's performance a couple weeks ago. I sat in the Charlie Condon at bat. They threw him 3 straight inside fastballs. He turned on 2 of them, and they tried it again, and he launched one. We've got to be better with our pitch calling on that. I don't know who's calling. I don't know if it's Frank Anderson. I don't know who else it would be. But, location-wise, I don't know if the catcher's calling it. I don't know if whoever's calling the pitches is calling that. Let's help Causey out a little bit. If that pitch he throws, because he's got that kind of breaking back in, it's almost like I don't know if it's more of a two-seamer or what it is. I mean, his arm angle obviously does a lot of that, but if he is out there, let's help him out a little bit with his location, where we're lining up, at getting a good feel pregame. Could they go Nate Snead on it? I'm still curious at what point they shift and go to Snead on it, because AJ Russell's going to be out for a bit. I don't know how big of a factor he's going to be down the stretch this year. I really don't. I hope he is, but at the same time, with all these arm injuries going on, I just don't think you can chance it anymore with so much going on. That's such a debate to have, and that's a big debate going on. But it's going on to major league level. That one's going a whole lot lower than major leagues. That's starting at a young age, and we're trying to make these guys Nolan Ryan when they're not ready to be Nolan Ryan at that point. That's the bottom line, in my opinion. May not be right. I'm not wrong either on that. But I'm excited about this series. I'm curious to see how Tennessee comes out. If I'm Tennessee's pitching staff, I come out with a chip on my shoulder this weekend. Me personally, I moved Drew Beam up Friday night. But I know how they like to match up, and it's not a bad philosophy either, trying to get a matchup advantage on Saturday with Beam versus LSU, because I don't think LSU's pitching staff's been what we've known out of LSU this year. But I'll tell you this right now, I would not take LSU for granted either coming in. That will be a series you're going to have to bring it against for sure. And look at their schedule. They're 3-9 in conference. They're 21-12. I don't think anybody would suspected that, considering they started the year at number 2 in the conference. But you look at who they've played so far. They lost 2 out of 3 to Mississippi State. They got run ruled once. They lost 2 out of 3 against Florida with a run rule in there. And then they lost. Arkansas swept them. And let's see, they lost 2 out of 3 against Vanderbilt. So make no mistake about it, they may be 3-9. They've had a pretty brutal schedule, though. I would definitely not be underestimating LSU coming to Knoxville this weekend. It'll be fun. I hope you'll join me for it. Post-game Friday night, and we'll see where it goes from there. Won't be able to do Saturday night, but definitely look at doing post-game Sunday. But into that basketball portal news, last night I dropped, released the video, DJ Jefferson transferred, addressed some other rumors. Well, one of those rumors come to fruition today with Tobey Awaka hitting the portal as well. So, check that out, and I'll keep you updated on that along the way. We'll keep amping this baseball coverage up along the way as well. I'll have a preview Thursday. I'm not sure what I'm going to look at tomorrow, if there'll be basketball news or something to go with here. But my name's Frank Rock. This is the House of Orange Sports Channel coming at you. Have a great rest of the evening. Have a great Wednesday. And as always, go Vols.